What do we say?
And here we go again.
Welcome in, puckheads. I mean, New Year, same shit. Is that where we're at right now?
Just different color we're wearing.
Yeah, even when they swept us, didn't they beat us in that first game in overtime?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Josh Bailey.
So the real question on everyone's mind is, could me or Nick have stopped those pucks that Jari let in, and probably we could have at least stopped one of them for you.
I do think so. Yes.
Initial reaction to that game.
I thought the first 40 minutes, I was quite pleased. I wasn't pleased with maybe Jari, but I thought overall the first 40 minutes was decent. I would have gave the team like a B for their play. But the third period, overtime, especially the third period, the Islanders came out heavy against us.
Yeah, we allowed like 12 shots that period, right?
Yeah. It was that third period was, we went in there up 2-1. That's when you sort of have to, I think what the Penguins tried to do is they sort of changed their system, lay back a little bit, but that's not the way we play. I think you just got to play on your toes, keep on playing hard. Like I said, in the pregame, keep it simple, get the pucks in deep. It was disappointing for sure.
Nicholas says Jari let in 3 muffins. I might even go as far as say 4, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was.
I don't think any of those goals were high caliber by any stretch of the imagination.
No, I think he lost his net on the Palmieri goal and the Pajot goal. The third goal between Letang's legs, he didn't pick it up. Still, it's got to hit his body, right? Came out of his net a little bit there, challenged. And then the fourth goal, reminiscence of Matt Murray. We've seen that for years up top. That was
short
that
side.
was that was his downfall against the Islanders in 2019. Those shots coming from the short side. So Jari wasn't on his game at all, and it was disappointing. But the question I have for you, Jordan, is with this goaltending that the Smith is out, Legacy's backing up. Jari was somewhat supposedly injured after that last game. We hadn't played hockey in a week. Not that I'm giving the Penguins excuses, but it's bothersome that it's like we're just rewinding the tape here and just watching the same shit happen here.
Yeah. Matheson was a disaster today. I don't care what anyone.
He was, and I'm gonna bring up the thing with Matheson because we were talking about it just before we got on. I think again for viewers that haven't played hockey before, you're used to wearing no mask, you're used to wearing no cage. What happens when you have a full cage on or a full bubble on? You tend to lose the puck in your feet sometimes because you're looking down and you get that cage or the bubble, the fish mask there in the way. So I found that a couple of times he lost the puck in his feet. But he'd been steady the last 6-7 weeks, but he went back to his sort of giveaway type of play today.
And you mentioned Pedersen's play didn't have you jumping up for joy today either, right?
Yeah, that third line pairing of Marino and Pedersen was just Marino was okay. He was calm with the puck, but Pedersen was he looked nervous. He looked out of control. A lot of bad reads. Yeah, not too good.
What about in our pregame show we talked about them getting the puck deep.
Yeah.
Crosby fell victim a few times to not getting the puck deep. We didn't chip and chase a lot, and those first 2 goals, like you mentioned, they were a result of us not getting the puck deep in their end.
For sure. The Palmieri goal, the first goal, same thing, was a soft chip in deep. The Isles defenseman stopped it just at their blue line or just a little bit into their blue line, a couple feet in. The transition game was there. And then after, the Pajot goal, same thing. Rusty didn't get the puck in deep. They came back the other way. Ajari should have had both those goals, but again, those guys are not transitioning as fast as they should have or would have if we got the puck in deep. And again, I'm not sure why, Jordan, but if you notice a lot of this game, there's a lot of chips in the Islanders zone, but in the middle of the ice. I prefer you get the puck off the boards. It's the safest play. You chip it in and you chase it, right? That's the safest. Because what happens if you chip that and it gets over the Islander defenseman, you have an opportunity. But if it doesn't and he gloves it down, he puts it down, they're gone. So yeah, just it's disturbing. I'm disappointed. It's just one game and I get it, but one playoff win.
Deja vu. We're living deja vu right now.
One playoff win in the last 3 years. It's ridiculous.
And what did you think about that Carter Lines play?
It was somewhat decent. I thought Kapanen didn't really have a good game. It was a nice night, but besides that, he didn't look himself. McCann was okay. Carter was okay. I think he played, Carter's way per se, but his wingers looked a little off. I was quite pleased with the Freddie Hockey's line. I thought they had some chances. I thought they cycled the puck.
Tana's line, he was laying the body out today pretty well.
Even Czar took he made a couple of good hits, but it was just I thought Letang played pretty well. Dumoulin played solid.
Buddy, Letang's inability to hit the net on the power play. They're talking about good puck possession, kept it in the zone for 2 minutes on their whole power play. How many times did we hit the net?
Yeah. Well, that's
we got good puck retrieval off missed shots.
Mm-hmm. I think also too, Jordan, is that and you bring up a really good point there when you talk about the power play. We were 0 for 3. We had an opportunity. We had an opportunity to take possession of this game, especially at 2-1 there. At the end of the second, it was 2:14 when we got the power play. So basically at the end of the second, we were on the PP. And actually the Islanders had more chances than we did on that PP, which is, again, for me, there's something about this team that they get that word passe. I don't know what it is. They just don't put their foot on the gas pedal 60 minutes. It's very frustrating. And if I hear the nonsense out of Sully's mouth, we have to play the right way. It's game 1. Listen, buddy, you have 1 win in 3 years. Enough. Like it's time for Pittsburgh. You're wasting the opportunity for one of the greatest hockey players in the world to get his 4th cup. You're wasting his years ever. Okay? Enough. Find a way to win.
I don't. You know what? Part of me wants to see change, bro.
I know. I'm 100% with you.
And the only way we get it is through the toughness of what's ahead of us.
Right. And I feel bad. My boys today, they're really upset right now. They're upstairs, and their heads are down. They're upset. It's an ugly feeling. It's
this is one of the first playoff game my daughter sat down and actually paid attention to a lot of it for.
Yeah. Right. But it's you look at the PK. The PK was solid today. They killed that 4-minute penalty.
Which I didn't think they stood a chance in hell, but I was happy they did.
But
they played it really well, actually. That PK.
Yeah. So Nick,
we were good in the face-off circle today too.
Right. What was the percentage there, Jordan?
We won 53%.
Okay.
But here's again what the theme of the season returns.
Mm-hmm.
We had 10 giveaways. They had 2.
Right.
And you know what, bro? Our defense, we had giveaways in our defensive zone, like steady, man.
Yeah, it's to win playoff games, you got to keep it clean. We talked about it pregame. You got to get the pucks out clean. You got to get the pucks in deep. You got to play ugly, greasy hockey. That's just the way it is in the playoffs. You know, the perimeter power play that we do have, you know, like you said, 2 minutes in the zone, but how many really opportunities? And one shot that continuously we're trying to do is this nonsense tip crap. Like, you know, it works once, fine, try it. Second time, let's just get the puck on net. And you know what? This is where you're going to miss a guy like Hornquist that, you know, would stand in front of the net, you know, take the beatings, the cross checks, down low, you know, get your ass in front of the goalie. Like I said, he loses, you know, the sight line on the puck if it's coming from the point. Man, it's just, I'm telling you now, it's, you know, that's why I don't think the series is over at all. I think, you know, it's going to be a long series. I said 7, you said 6 this morning. But game 1, the Islanders did what they had to do. They had to split the series. Home ice means nothing now again. It's very frustrating. And you hear the same quotes from our leaders and this and that. Well, you know what? It's been the same thing for 3 years. And maybe it is the time for a change. Maybe it is, you know, a time for to bring in maybe different leadership, you know, with Sid. It's very frustrating. I can't say it enough today. I'm livid inside. I've been looking forward to this playoffs for 2-3 weeks as a Penguins fan. And I think every Penguin fan too, as well. And like you said, it's a repeat.
Should Penguins fans be alarmed or worried about Tristan Jarry right now?
Yes, for sure. And the alarming thing, like I said, is, you know, it's been we were able to go with the Smith and Jarry. You know, if Jarry didn't play well, you put the Smith in and you give him a run. Now, you know, the Smith is hurt. I don't think he'll be back for probably, you know, he's got a day-to-day injury here. It's Jarry's net. It's his time, you know, and as a Penguin fan, you got to worry. Hopefully he bounces back. He did make some decent saves. He did make some saves today, but overall, you know, those 4 goals, I think he would love to have them back.
So one quote from Mike Sullivan after the game was, "It was a really even game, I think. They are a good team and we are a good team. We have to learn from this. We're trying to take what the game gives us. We're trying to make adjustments along the way to give our guys success. Today was no different."
I think we've been learning for 3 years now, Mr. Sullivan. The learning has to be over. It's, you know, it's, you had time to review the tapes. You've had time to get ready for the Islanders. You know what type of game Barry Trotz is going to bring. And of course, you know, like if you look at that lineup, if you look at the Islanders lineup, the Penguins should just absolutely blow them out of the water. They, you know, up front, besides Barzell, they got a bunch of jabronis. And the jabronis are up 1-0. Bottom line.
And you know what's so painful about it is, as
what were the hits today, Jordan? Sorry, you have the stats up there or no?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
The hits were 72 for the Islanders, 47 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. You know what hurts so much about it is, if we had a decent goaltending performance, we did enough to win this game.
For sure. But that's been, you know, we've dealt with this now 3 years. Islander series in 2019 in the bubble with Matt Murray again against Montreal. And then, you know, it must be frustrating, honestly, for Sid as well, because, you know, he hasn't had the goaltending since 2017, 2016, right? So, yeah, you know what? We talked about it. You know, I talked about it on the podcast with Nick on Monday. there. And we talked about Jari, and this is his time. It's his time to show that he can be a solidified number one goalie in the NHL. And this is his series. If we're going to say, okay, DeSmith, but I've said this all along, DeSmith is a really good backup, but Jari's your number one. So now Jari has to show he can be a number one goalie in the playoffs.
I just when is he gonna be? When's Sullivan gonna be meeting with the media?
Not sure. He should have already if there's quotes coming out.
Yeah, there's only one quote coming out that I can find because I wanted to play it if it's available and we can watch it, but I can't find a link for it right now.
Yeah, normally, let me just see here. Normally they have Sully on live on the Penguins website, but there's nothing here right now. So, yeah. I'll tell you this, Jordan. I said this is the pregame too, right? Is that, there will be change. If there's an early exit, there's going to be a change, especially if they get knocked out first round. There will be.
It's just inexcusable because even we were talking about this is like, we're not saying it's deeper or as deep by any stretch of the imagination, but this is the deepest team we've had since that back-to-back cup run.
Yeah, for sure.
And you nailed it on the head. From top to bottom, we are deeper than the New York Islanders.
We are. We have a number of different weapons. But again, you look at the, Sid's line. Sid played well. You could see he was back checking, forward checking, creating some offense there. I feel, and I've talked about this on our podcast throughout the season. I think Jake, I'm somewhat disappointed in his softness. He gets thrown around like a rag doll at some points during the game. In our defensive zone tonight, there's a couple of times where the Islanders came down low, pinched hard, and Jake couldn't get the puck out. I thought that line was okay today. Sid was good, but
How
Jake,
beautiful was that goal?
That tip, it was beauty. Listen, like you said, he's one of the best players ever to play, and he continues to wear his heart on his sleeve as a captain. I'm never doubt Sidney's heart and will to win. But everybody else has to follow. Besides Sid, you have to give Freddie Gaudreau, an A for the way he played too today. I thought, we joke about Freddie hockey, but man, he used his wheels. He won faceoffs. He played hard. But the rest of the guys, I'm not sure. I thought Letang played well as well today. But like you said, he's got to get the pucks on net on the power play. But we don't. Again, I'm not expecting that now. We've seen it forever. Since he's been in a Penguins uniform. The one thing I would have loved to see today, though, on that power play, is get McCann the puck and shoot the puck. Just shoot it, right? So, anyways.
I just got a bad feeling, bro.
Yeah, I think all the Penguin fans out there, and Nick just said it hurts even more to see Fleury doing well in Vegas, for sure. That's and I honestly think, Jim Rutherford wanted to get him back. I really do. And I think there might have been some talk, prior to Rutherford resigning, maybe he wanted to make a splash to get Fleury back, and that was shot down. And, Paul Santi said that, pregame on our pregame show that he wasn't too confident with our goaltending, and he was bang on today's game. Jari wasn't on top of his game, and we fell short. So,
and again, another rookie goalie stifles us.
Yeah, it's I seen a bunch of people, on Twitter saying that again, the Penguins come up short against a rookie goaltender in the playoffs. For sure. Yep. So I think, when you look at game two, a couple factors again, Jordan, for today. 12 o'clock noon start. Not my favorite time. Ridiculous. 7:30 start on Tuesday. Let's just say this, Penguin fans out there, game two is a must win. If you go down 0-2 or 2-0 to the Islanders going into Nassau for game 3 and game 4, this team is in a big heap of trouble. I thought I saw somewhere too that the Islanders are going to have a pretty big crowd in Nassau. We know how those fans can get ugly, and we're not the biggest. We don't play well in Long Island, so where's Brooks Orpik when you need him to score that overtime goal?
Where's anybody when you need them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, they've been allowing about 10% of capacity since March 18th, but they're going to bump it up to 25% capacity on May 19th.
Yeah.
Sorry, on game 3. My fault. The date has changed.
Yeah, the game 3. I know Pittsburgh will have more fans in the stands on Tuesday. I think right now they had just over 4. I think they're going to be up to like 6 or 7. They were saying during the broadcast today. But you look at game 2 and are there adjustments? Does 70 Gino come back? 71? Does he come back into the lineup?
Let me ask you this: Does Gino still change the outcome of this game?
Today's game?
Yeah.
Well, listen, the guy's world-class talent. You never know what he can bring to the table at any moment. So I think, again, when you brought Carter from LA, I don't think, Hextall and Sullivan projected him to be your number 2 guy, right? Mm-hmm. So, that bumps down, Carter to the 3rd line. And then, you have Malkin at the 2nd line position. You get deeper. We talked about this last week. You're going to need 3 lines to, 3-4 lines to succeed. Anytime you put 71 in the lineup, he will help. He's a game breaker. So for sure.
This one stings, bro. When that Kapanen goal went in, when he snipped that, I was like, we're back in this, baby. And then I saw, like I said to you before I went live, Jari started overcommitting to pucks because you could tell he wasn't playing loose. He was playing like, I don't want to let the game winner in.
Yeah, that shot from, I believe it was Bailey. Rodriguez stumbled at the blue line. I think Bailey came in. He shot it short side. He looked awkward even stopping that. That was an opportunity in overtime. It just didn't look good. I didn't have confidence even after that Kapanen goal. I actually think the Penguins look tired, to be honest with you. They started.
Conditioned? What, you don't think the conditions have been off?
I think because they're not like, you can practice and you can simulate games where they have they had a scrimmage, but it's still not your game legs. They've been off a week, right? The Islanders, I think, played their last game was Monday, but we've been off for over a week now. So they looked tired in the 3rd period. They just didn't come out with that fortitude that they came out with those first 40 minutes.
Let me ask you: Are you, if he's healthy, are you starting Casey DeSmith game 2, or are you giving Manny Legacy the nod?
No, go back to Jari. For Penguin fans, this might be painful. It might be a painful process, but you have to see what Jari has. You have to. You got to put him in game 2, see if he rebounds, and if the Penguins go down 2-0 and DeSmith is healthy for game 3, then maybe you put DeSmith in for game 3. But you got to put Jari back in and see what he can do for you.
Playing with fire, Nick.
You are, but you know what? He's your number 1 guy, right? Like, you're going to put like an AHL goalie Legacy in the pipes for a do or die game. I don't know. I can't see Sully doing that. That'd be ridiculous. Right.
What about Casey DeSmith? Could you see him doing that?
I'm not even sure if the Penguins are going to practice tomorrow.
I'd be hitting the ice. Are you kidding me? No days off after that. After that,
they might have a 25 or 20 minute practice just to go over some things, but they're not going to have I doubt they'll have an hour, especially because they went into OT today. So he has to have a good practice tomorrow, and I don't think he's ready to go. Sully said this morning in his press conference pregame that he's out day to day. So it seems that the Smith was back the other day, and he aggravated the same lower body injury. So I don't see him playing Tuesday.
All right, brother. It just seems like history repeating itself, dude.
Yep, for sure.
That's the toughest thing to swallow at all. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be so down and disappointed, even if two of them would have been clean. Even if two of them would have been clean goals, but all of them were preventable. Like, Nick,
they were all stoppable. They were all stoppable.
We should have won this game at worst 3-1.
Yeah, they're
at worst.
At worst. But again, for me, the disappointing thing is we were talking about this. We wanted home ice to start the playoffs. It was a pivotal point for the Penguins.
Well, look what we said right before we got off. I said take advantage of the home ice.
Right. And, it's to me, like, for some reason, this team has lost the killer instinct. It's just there's no excuse here. They're like, in the bubble, we were playing against the last place team to get into the bubble, and we lost that series. You're playing against a fourth place seed now, and you're down 1-0. You gave up a lead, going into the third period. There's too many things that just it's over and over and over again. Things don't change. And you know what? If you're a Penguins fan, you see the goaltending what we've gotten the last 3 years, and you're like, oh my God, this is happening again. So the game 2 must win, or we're in big trouble. And, there's, I got a lot of texts during the game. A lot of people are happy to see Sidney Crosby and the Penguins go down. They're very happy. Because again, we have the cups, there's 5 cups, and I get it. But the arrogant of this organization, it's not what you've done before. It's what you've done now, and we're not doing anything in the playoffs. We're, like I said, we have 1 win in the last 3 years, and things have to change. I guarantee, Jordan, any other organization, if you had the playoff results the last 2 years, Mike Sullivan wouldn't have been behind the bench. I guarantee it.
Oh, 110%, bro.
Right? So,
you know what I mean? Like, that's what makes me mad about this. It's turning into that clubhouse, bro.
Yeah.
We got a couple of interviews. We got CC, Gaudreau, and Crosby up. You want to watch some of these?
Sure. Fire them up.
All right, let's start with, what do you want to start with? Gaudreau, CC, or Sid?
I'll start off with the captain.
All right. And when I start, just give me a thumbs up, making sure you can hear it, bro. All right?
Yeah, you got it.
Sid, it seemed like you guys did a lot of what you wanted to do going into the third period. From your interpretation, what changed?
I don't think a lot changed. I mean, you expect a team to push when they're down a goal. I thought that, we had some chances to build on our lead when it was 2-1 and we didn't. And, they were able to hang around. So would have been great to hold on to the lead. But, a team's going to push, and they did. And, we didn't get that big one in overtime.
Mike DeFabo.
Sid, obviously the final score isn't what you were looking for, but from a process standpoint, how do you evaluate the way you guys played tonight?
I thought we did some good things, especially the first half. I thought we were on our toes, created a lot. I still think there's some things that we can improve on, but I thought we came out with the right mindset and generated a lot of chances. So we'll look to continue to do that.
Chris Adamski.
He joined your team middle of the season from the American League, and he scored some goals against you in the Stanley Cup Finals. What is it about players like that who just seem to be able to score goals in the playoffs and big moments like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's time of the year that you see that time and time again. Freddie's done a great job for us, since he got here. And like you said, he's got a lot of experience and scored some big goals over the course of the year. So it's great to see him put one in. And, that's a big goal for us at that time.
We'll take a few more. Dave Molinari.
Thanks for speaking with us, Sid. Could you walk us through your goal and precisely what was going through your mind as Dumoulin shot?
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple really good shifts before that, so we had some good zone time, and I was just trying to get my stick on it. Didn't know which way it was going to go, but fortunately, Dumo put it in a good spot and got my stick on it, and just found its way in there.
Brian Compton.
Sid, I know it was a long time ago, but just from a personal perspective, was it important for you to get on the score sheet early after the way things went against those guys the last time in the playoffs? Thank you.
Well, I think it's always good to score. I mean, in the playoffs, especially, and early if you can. But I think you try to go out there and do the right things and contribute and do whatever it takes to win. But it's always great when you can score this time of year, especially.
Last question, Seth.
Sid, you guys are 0 for 3 on the power play, but you seem like you generated a fair amount of chances, at least early on. You had the one that Sorokin made the skate save on you. Just first, what's your reaction when you see a save like that? And just were you guys happy with how you performed on the power play? If not, maybe the results.
Are you talking about the one that I tipped?
Yeah, it was like a deflection. Yeah, it was like a deflection from.
I think I just hit the side of the net, but Tanger made a great play there to find me off the side of the net. I thought we did some good things. The third one we had, I thought we didn't quite move as well, but definitely that first one we got some momentum, got a lot of shots, and like you said, Tanger found me there, and I've got to bury that. So if we continue to put pucks in the net that way and get recoveries like that, we'll generate some scoring chances, and the puck will go in the net.
Look at his body language.
Yeah, just he looks like a guy that's just fed up. I'm telling you, he just looks like a guy that, he's saying, he's feeling, he's thinking probably what we're saying right now, right? It's press rewind. This is the same story, right? So, I hope the Pittsburgh media doesn't give this team a mulligan, or especially Sully. I think he's a good coach, but you know what? Whatever he's filling up those glasses with for the playoffs is just not working.
Do you want to listen to CC and Goudreau?
Well, let's do CC and then because basically they're going to be saying the same nonsense.
I'm waiting for the Sully one to get uploaded. That's the one I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see what his excuse is this time around.
Join Iron Workers Local Union number 3, where the sky is
nothing like an ad for the Iron Workers of Pittsburgh.
There you go. RMU.
That's where Sullivan's going to be. I wonder if they got a resume for Sullivan.
I think I saw Mike Johnston on the line there.
Even though it was only a 1-goal game, that you guys had the game well in hand after 2 periods. Did it feel like that? And did you feel it slipping away in the 3rd period?
Yeah, I thought we played pretty well throughout the game. Maybe in the 3rd, we were a little bit on our heels. They caught us in transition a couple of times, just from pucks that we didn't get in, and kind of got stuck on the ice. So thought we played well for the most part, but they're a good team. We're a good team, so it's a tight game.
Rob.
Where you at, Rossi? Rossi fell asleep.
Sorry, Cody. When the Islanders started to take control a little bit, at least by the previous period standard in the third period. What were they doing that were giving you guys trouble in terms of your transition game?
Well, they needed a goal in the third, and they came pretty hard. We knew they were going to push, and that's what they did. I thought they pressured us hard and made it hard for us to make plays. So,
Matt Fensel.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Cody, how do you think you guys handled their forecheck? I know you touched on that a little bit there, but it seemed like for much of the game you were able to at least avoid giving the puck away when they sent a couple guys at you.
Yeah, they do come hard, but we knew that in our pre-scout. We were prepared for it. We just got to keep the puck moving and try and get them by them on the walls. And I don't know. I mean, we broke up pretty well most of the game, but they do come hard. And I mean, a few of their goals were mainly off a transition.
Dayon.
Cody, one of those goals off the transition was Pajot's. When you got over there, was there a decision that you have to make as to whether or not you're going to put your stick there? Because, obviously you risk deflecting it by putting the stick there.
Yeah, exactly. That was kind of the decision that was in my head. I was just trying to let Jar see it as much as possible, and I was kind of late getting over. I was skating over for a line change and had to backtrack a little bit. So, yeah, I was late getting over, and just a good shot.
We have two more. Seth.
Cody, Tristan Jarry was a large part of your success this season as a team. In the time you've gotten to know him this season, just how have you seen him, deal mentally with just a loss and how he maybe rebounds after it? Just how would you describe, I guess, his mental makeup, particularly after some adversity?
Yeah, I mean, he's been great for us all season long. He's stolen us a lot of games. Even tonight, he gave us a chance. There was a few times where they could have ended it, and he's made some big saves. So he's a key part of our team, and we're not worried about him. I mean, he's a great player, and he's going to be there for us next game.
Last question, Dave Molinari.
Thanks for speaking with us, Cody. I assume you guys anticipated their physicality, the way they played body so much. How do you try to mitigate the impact of that over the course of a 7-game series?
Yeah, it's just being prepared for it and knowing what you're going to do with the puck before you skate back for it is key, and just getting rid of it so they don't have a chance to hit you. And I thought we moved it pretty well coming out of our end, but they do have some heavy guys that are going to finish their checks. And yeah, I thought we handled it pretty good, and we're going to have to keep handling it well to make it through the series.
So, do you believe him when he says that they're fully confident in this guy? I mean, you've been in locker rooms as a coach and as a player. I mean, I was just played rep hockey. You played at a much higher level than I did. Yeah. Where do you stand with that? Do you believe him?
I think, Cody Ceci looks like a guy that's, a kid in a candy store right now. He's gotten a really good opportunity this year. His career has bounced back. He played really solid over the course of the season. I thought he played decent today. Maybe he does believe in Jarry, but I think the leadership team is somewhat concerned probably that they're seeing, the same thing happen over and over again with the goaltending here for the last 3 years and questioning. Listen, it's always going to be in the back of your mind. When you see these goals go in, I've been behind the bench as a player and a coach, and you're sort of like, every time you get momentum and the goalie lets in a bad goal that way, guys start to lose somewhat confidence. Even the coach does as well. And you don't have a guy that you can put in the net. If Sully wasn't happy with Jarry after that second goal, would he have put DeSmith in the net? You never know, right? Mm-hmm. But with Legacy there, you just got to keep Jarry in there. Not saying Legacy's he's a pro hockey player. But at the end of the day, you're not making that switch. You're letting Jarry run through the game. So the one thing that I did hear CC say was, that goal there that he had to sort of backtrack and try to, run him down. If you do look at those goals there, especially the third goal where Letang backed up, I found that our D were sort of backing up as well. Like, again, one of the things that I've always preached with defensemen is you have to attack those shooters as soon, like at the top of the circle. If you back up,
don't give them space.
Don't give them space, right? And a couple of times, the D were backing up right to the hash marks there of the circles, and you're getting into that shooting zone, that dangerous area, and they let listen. The Islanders had quality opportunities, way more quality opportunities from the third period into overtime.
What's crazy, Nick, is the quality opportunities aren't what they scored on.
Yeah, exactly, right.
That's the frustrating part.
Right, because Jari saved. He made
a big save in overtime.
He did. But again,
that's so mind-numbing about it, bro. You're making the hard ones and you're not making the easy ones.
Yeah. Maybe it's a lack of focus. I'm not sure, right?
Bro, he's got to take the Holpy and squirt the bottle up and watch that
or something. I don't know.
Reset his mind or something.
We'll see. It's game one. The question I have for you is Sully up.
Yeah.
You have Sully? Okay.
No, go ahead. Ask your question.
Question I have for you too is, okay, only game one. We bleed, black and gold. But if they do go out first round, do the Penguins now look for a number one goalie again? I'm just getting a bunch of texts from everybody here. We should have kept Fleury. You have another sieve in net. Poor Sid. He's going to go down again because of goaltending. So obviously,
Yes, I would.
Yeah. So you would.
110%. I would look and see if I could add another goaltender.
Yeah.
And if you can't add one through free agency, we both know Vegas is going to move off one of their guys.
Right.
Go get him for a final little twilight run.
Yeah.
And then our luck, we're going to get the old Flurry. Right? That's our luck, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, let's look at Sullivan has to. I think he just filled out his application for the Iron Workers. This guy. Buddy. You feel that, Sully? That's your head on the chopping block if you lose, bud.
Like, what did you think of Tristan's performance in this game? And
you can hear it, right?
Is it possible that maybe he was a little? It's obviously been a while since he's played, including
Dejan's asking the real questions.
I thought Tristan made some big saves throughout the course of the game to keep the game where it was at. There were some good saves on both ends of the rink. I just think we have to do better as a group.
Mike DeFabo. Mike, the score obviously wasn't what you're looking for, but just how do you evaluate things from a process standpoint?
I know we have more to give. I know we have the ability to be a better team. I thought there were moments when we were real good in the game. I thought there were moments when they had momentum. It was a really even game, I think, and that's what we expected. They're a good team, and we believe we're a good team also. We just got to make sure we learn from this and see what we can take from it and get ready for the next one.
Seth?
Mike, the power play is 0 for 3 today, but it seemed like at least early on you generated some good chances there. Sid had one. It was off to the side there. Got robbed. Just were you happy with just, I guess, the process and maybe not necessarily the results?
I thought the first few power plays, they were really good. I thought we had a lot of zone time. We had a lot of territory. We had some good looks.
Doesn't matter if you have zone time.
That was a real good save on their part. The later power plays that we got, I think it was one of them.
Bro, he looks pissed. He won't even look up.
Got to give them credit. They defended hard as well. So, we're just going to keep going. We believe in the power play groups that we have. They've been really good for us. They had some looks. They didn't finish tonight, but we believe they will.
Rob Rossi.
Don't stop believing.
Sorry, Mike. You guys had a real strong 4-minute kill, but it did seem that they gained a little momentum after that. Did you sense that? And do you think that's maybe where the game, if it did turn a little bit, turned there?
I don't think there was any moment where the game turned. I think there were surges on both sides. There was momentum.
Did he not watch the third period?
I don't know, man.
So, you've got to try to.
Maybe his mask was above his eyes.
Tapping your toes when you're on your heels and the other surges. You've got to try to ride the surge when you have it. We had I thought an extended period of time in the second period where right before Sid's goal, we had a handful of shifts there in the offensive zone where we were buzzing pretty good. So that was an example during the course of the game on our part where we had some good pushback and, it results in a goal. So I just think that's playoff hockey. That's the nature of this time of year. We've got to make sure that we minimize the times when we're on our heels. We got to try to get to our game as often as we can.
Tim Benz.
Mike, those surges you talked about, did the Islanders have more of them, and did they sustain them longer in the third period and overtime? And if so, what was attributable to that?
No, I don't think so. They had their moments. We had our moments. I thought right before we get scored against in the overtime, Sid has a great shift. They get a couple of real good looks. They don't score. So we had a couple of offensive zone faceoffs right in a row. And we felt good about where we were at that particular point. So, I just think that was the way the game went. There were moments when we had momentum. There were moments when they had momentum.
Take a couple more, Dave Molinari.
Oh, thanks for speaking with us, Mike. Your record was almost perfect during the regular season when you were ahead at the second intermission. Was the third period today, when they kind of had things go their way for a good chunk of the time, a result of things they were doing well or things that you guys weren't doing as well?
I thought I just answered that question. There were moments in the third period when they had some momentum and we had some pushback as well. Cappy scores a big goal for us to respond right after they score. That's a huge point in the game. A lot of teams probably would have been extremely deflated, and I thought it was a great response by our guys. So that's just the nature of playoff hockey. We're gonna get ready for the next one.
Last question, Mike Pursuta.
Mike, did you guys change anything on the breakout in terms of just trying to get it out as opposed to
Madden's brother asking a question?
The offense? And how do you think that aspect of the game played out?
Mike,
coming out of your end.
No, I thought we're trying to take what the game gives us. We've got strategies that we utilize all year long with this group, regardless of what a forecheck looks like, and based on our opponents. We may say that these options may be better, or we need to do this, so we try to adjust during the course of the game based on what happens. And so it's no different than I think any other game for that matter. We're trying to make adjustments along the way that we think can help our guys have success, and tonight was no different.
Oh, yeah, it was different because your adjustments didn't give it success.
Yeah. Just one thing.
He looks pissed, bro. He wouldn't even look up, eh?
Pissed or not, he's 1-8 in the last 9 playoff games. So
yeah, I'd be mad too.
I wouldn't even show up, to be honest with you, because basically there's nothing else to say. He says this, listen, again, 2 cups, great, fantastic, but he's saying the same thing. Believe in the process. The process. There's no process. The process is you just got to win. Like you can't learn in the playoffs. You just got to go and play and win. You can't learn. What are you learning? You've learned for 2 years. You learned during the season. You've played these guys. You know their system. Sorokin, are you kidding me? Like, give me a break. Anyways, you know what? Game 2, do or die for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Crazy to say that, but the thing that really pisses me off and frustrates me is that, as a Penguin fan, we want to go on a long run, like we talked about it. The spring weather's here, the sun's out, the shorts are on with the flip-flops. Normally we're going deep as a Penguins fan. And now, again, it's, are we going to have to wait till September after getting knocked out by the Islanders again? Like, it's just, they better learn, and they better learn by tomorrow or Tuesday, because it's going to be a long, long off season.
I just, you listen to, you can hear I thought I just answered that question. You know what I mean? Like, let me ask you this: as a coach, do you think he's frustrated by the loss and the realization that this might not end well for him specifically?
Yeah. I think he knows that his job's on the line. I really do. As much as everybody's like, we talked about Jack Adams and this and that, but the regular season means nothing at the end of the day. It's what you do in the playoffs. And if you don't have playoff success, and it'll be 3 years in a row, then, changes. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of good coaches right now watching hockey on their couch that are looking for jobs in September. And
would jump at the chance with this core.
With this core, right? And you have a new general manager, new president of hockey operations.
And they didn't hire you, Mikey boy.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't hire him. And also too, like Madden's been saying, Sully believes that this system, this way he plays, he can win. And if he doesn't win this time again, there'll be 3 years in a row where he hasn't won with this system and the way he believes hockey should be played. That'll be it, because it's obviously showing, Jordan, that the system that Pittsburgh plays, it's a speed system. He likes to, aggressive D. He likes to have the D involved. They're not a big, heavy team. And I'm not saying you have to be big and heavy on every line. But, you had a guy like Matt Martin today, throw Rusty around like he was a rag doll, right? Like and then you have
what are you going to do against Tom Wilson?
Yeah.
That's literally what I was thinking about today. I was watching.
Right.
Or are you going to just send Tanev out there and say, go get it done?
Yeah. Yeah. And we said it in the pregame. The Islanders, the Capitals came out last night hitting everything in sight, right? Like, right now we don't have a line that can do that. Yeah, Tanev and Czar, but Tanev's not a heavy guy. He just goes out and works his ass off. But and Czar is slow. He made that one move there to put the game up 4-3, a little toe drag, right? By the time he made that move, they had 3 Islanders on there. So I think Sully knows, again, I'm not part of the management or whatever, but if you're looking on the outside, I think his job's on the line for sure.
When Bailey got that stick in front of Sid, when Sid cut to the front of the net.
What's that? Sorry, you broke up there.
When Bailey got that stick in front of Sid, when Sid cut to the front of the net there. Man, I was like, if Sid gets that off, it's a wrap, buddy.
Yeah, even the 2-on-1 with Jake never should have passed that.
Yeah, why are you shooting that, bro? Come on, man.
Shoot. And we always talk about the Penguins. If you look at
us as fans, trust Sid more than Sid trusts Sid, bro. It's weird, dude.
Yeah, he's got a wicked shot. And again, it's with the Penguins on a 2-on-1. If you watch their tapes throughout the whole year, they pass all the time. Shoot the puck.
And that's easy to scout, bro.
All right, shoot the puck. So, hey, listen, you know what? It's 0-0 at the end of the second in the Vegas Wild game. Goaltending, it's a goaltending dual in Vegas. Fleury standing on his head. He made a couple
what does that feel like?
Saves.
What does that feel like, bro?
Right. Yeah. And then you got the game that you talked about this morning, the Panthers and Lightning. So that should be a good one tonight.
All right, man. You want to get some final thoughts in here before we get out of here, bro?
No, like I've been harping about it. I don't have anything new to say. The only thing that game 2 is a must win, Jordan. That's basically it. If they don't win game 2, I can't see them winning this series.
It's crazy how quickly that takes a nosedive after our predictions earlier today, but one game can change a lot, especially with an outlook. So game 2, Tuesday night, 7:30. We will be live around 5. I want to say 5:30. We'll go live for a half-hour pregame show. And then just like this, we will go live after the conclusion of that game. I might be talking Nick down from a ledge on his house. we don't know yet, but that'll be the outlook for Tuesday night. We'll go live around 5:30. We'll go live for a half hour for a pregame, and then we'll give you guys post-game coverage the same way we did today after the game concludes. So until Tuesday, I guess enjoy your next couple of days, puckheads and Pen fans. I mean, pull yourselves out of the gutter. We still got more hockey to play. All right, everyone, have a good night and have a good rest of your weekend. We'll see you guys on Tuesday, puckheads.